Dear students, in our last class we have completed our chapter that is by name classes and objects. In our today's class we are going to discuss about the function overloading. So you have already known that what is made by a function. Okay, a statement with take sum as a statement, okay, which is followed by open and closed parenthesis. This is called as a function. Any statement which is followed by open and closed parenthesis can be considered as a function. So this thing you can name it as a function. But what actually the definition of a function? So we shall see what is meant by a function. Function means, what is function? How can we define a function here? Let us see here. A function is a group of statements. A function is a group of statements. Okay, function is a group of statements, and all these group of statements together perform a task. You can define the function as a group of statements. Okay, and these statements together perform a task, and that completely we can call it as a function. Then we shall see a function tells the compiler. A function tells the compiler the function name, then the return type, and parameter. Here, a function tells the compiler. Okay, compiler means it is a software which can convert high level language to low level language. Okay, a function tells the compiler. It will tell the compiler what it will tell. The function name. It will tell the name of a function. Then the return type of a function, and then the parameter of a function. Okay, we will take one example for this. Then you will understand what is meant by function name, what is return type, and what is parameter. Okay, I will take one function that is like function is sum. Okay, then in integer a, then integer. See, sum is a function, okay, which is having two parentheses. Okay, inside the parentheses we will take the arguments. Okay, then return type is integer type. After that, parameters a and b are parameters. Okay, so this function will tell the compiler the name of the function, okay, return type, and the parameters. Hope you have understood this. And this, the last point is a function declares. Sorry, this moment. A function definition provides the actual body of a function. See, a function definition, okay, it will provide the actual body of a function, as I have shown you some integer entity. Okay, it defines, okay, the actual how a function body should be, how many parameters should be there, or what type of return types should be there, and how a function can be defined. That is the actual body. Okay, so here function definition will provide the actual body of a function. This is the definition of a function. Now we shall see what is meant by function overloading. So function overloading means if a function is there and the same function is defined everywhere in the program, but the function's return type and parameters are different in every situation. So that type of a function we can call it as a function loading. Function loading is having a same function, okay, repeatedly, but differ in the arguments and differ in the return type. So that type of a function we can call it as a function overloading. Now I am going to write about the function overloading, then I will give you the syntax of function overloading, then you will come to know what is meant by function overloading. Okay, hope you have understood regarding function now. Okay, now we are going to learn about the function overloading. Come now we shall see what is meant by function overloading. Function overloading. So here first point is that if a function is having, okay, same name but different number of arguments and different data types of argument, we shall see function overloading means function overloading means two or more functions, okay, two or more functions having same name, okay, two or more functions having same name but different number of arguments, and different data types of arguments, and different data types of arguments. Look here, two or more functions, okay, having same name. Okay, I will take void, okay, sum, then again void sum, again I will take void sum. See, three functions are there but having same name. Three functions are having same name, different number of arguments, Here we will take int a, int b, and so on, int c. Okay. Then here I will take float x, float y, and float z. See, function having same name, okay, but different number of arguments, 1, 2, 3. Here also 1, 2, 3, And then data types of arguments are also different. Here integer data type is there, then here floating data type is there. Again we can take it as char p, okay, then char q. Number of arguments, okay, 2 arguments are there, 3 arguments are there, 3 arguments are there. Okay, so number of arguments are also different, and then data type of different data types. Different data types, here integer data type is in the first function, and float data type is in second function, and character data type is in third function. This is called as function overloading. Same function having different number of arguments and different data type arguments is called as function overloading. So we shall see the next point. What actually function overloading means? So function overloading. Function overloading is a process of giving same name. Okay, function overloading is a process of giving same name to the function. Same name to the function with similar activities. With similar activities, but differ in their with similar activities with various data items. With various data items. Okay, I was given example of 3 functions. All are having the name as sum, but the function has given the same name. Okay, that is sum with similar activities. All will do only the addition only. Sum. 3 functions will perform the same activity, that is addition only, but with various data types, various data items. The first function will do addition with integer data type. The second function will do addition with float data type, and the third function will do addition with character data type. So this is actually called as function overloading. Come, we shall see the next point here. The main feature of function overloading, the main feature of function overloading is its argument list. Okay, argument list means the arguments which we will give inside the parenthesis of a function. So the main feature of function overloading is the argument list of arguments which are present in the function. That is the main feature of a function. Now come, we shall see when a function can be overloaded and when the function can be, when a overloaded function can be called. Come, we shall see now how a function can be overloaded and how a overloaded function can be called. So now come to the next point. We shall see when the function overloading, that is overloaded function, can be called and the overloaded function can be invoked. We come to the fourth point. If a function having same name, okay, if a function having same name, but different type of arguments, and different number of arguments then the function overloading is invoked by the compiler automatically. Okay, it means the function overloading is called by the compiler. When it will call the function overloading? When the compiler will call the function overloading if a function is having same name but different number of arguments and different type of arguments. At that time, the function overloading itself automatically invoked. It means called by the compiler. Next, come to the next point. The function overloading is also known as compiled time polymorphism, is also known as compiled time polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism, you know. Okay, when different types of functions are derived from one function, that is called as polymorphism here. So function overloading is also known as compiled time polymorphism. Hope you have understood regarding the function overloading. Now I am going to give you the syntax of function overloading. Okay, first we will take one thing, as we will take two functions, but both the functions are having different data types and different arguments. So then that type of a function will be called as function overloading. Okay, we will take it as, first we will take the function as sum function. Okay, first integer return type. Okay, then sum function, it is having int a, then one more it is having int b. This is one function. Then take one more function with the same name sum, but return type is float sum. Okay, then float x comma, then float y comma, then float z. So this is called as function overloading, having same name. Okay, see, function having same name but different type of arguments. Type of arguments means this is integer type and this is float type of arguments, and different number of arguments. In the integer type of function sum, there are only 2 arguments, but in float type of function sum, there are 3 arguments. This is called differ in type of arguments and differ in number of arguments. Now I will go to give you a syntax and an example, then you will come to know what is meant by the function overloading. Come, now we shall see the syntax, then we will come to know the overloading of a function. First take as function, okay, we take from upwards so that you can understand. So I am giving a syntax of function overloading. Okay, take function, okay, then function name. First take function name, okay, give the function name first. This is the first function and it should have a return type, that is void, then open, okay, then function statements close. This is the first one. Next void, okay, then function name, void function name, then I will take this as given an argument for this as integer, that is one argument I, okay, then open, then function body, then close. Okay, after that I will take one more, that is void return type, then function name, then we will take character type, char C, character type C. Function overloading will be like this. Then open, then this one, then close. Okay. After that, we have to take one thing, that is main function. Okay. Int main. One main function we need to write. Then we have to take the data, that is int, what we have taken, int I, okay, then one more time char, that is C. So I think you are not getting here. After the main function I will write this side C, take main, int main, okay. After main function open, then take data types, that is integer I is the one data type, then one more thing, this one character C is one more data type, character C is one more data type, okay. Then close this main function, okay. After that, sorry, no need to close the main function here, just now we have to declare the functions at last here. Then we will come to know the actual syntax here. Function name, then give this as a first function C, okay, then function name, okay, then I, okay, then function name, okay, there is no function, just give open and close parenthesis. After this, close the main program here. Look here, first name C, function name C, C means this is came from here, okay, function having argument as C, function, okay, function having argument function having character type argument, function having character type argument, okay, you will come to know. So if I write here, you will get confused. See, look here, function name char, okay, here function name, a character type function is called at first, then integer type, here integer type argument is called, but in the first function there is no argument, but this function is also called. So this is called as function overloading. Hope you have understood. the syntax of function overloading. Now I am going to give you an example of function overloading. Then you will clearly understand about the process of the function overloading. So now I am going to give you the example of function overloading. Example of function overloading. Now I am going to write a programming structure for function overloading. Then you will understand the concept clearly. Take the first function as int, okay, product. We will take it for product. Okay, then give the arguments as integer type p, okay, then int q, and then int r, okay, int p, int q, and int r. Take one more type for product, that is float. Float product. And float product we will take here also three arguments, that is float x, comma, then float y, comma, then float z. Okay, both the functions are having three arguments but different in data types. One is having integer type and one is having float type. One is integer return type, another one is float return type. Come, now we will try to write a programming structure for these two functions. First I will take integer type. Okay, int product, int p, comma, int q, comma, int r. So why I am giving space here? Because after data type, before declaring a variable, we need to give the space, like int space p, int space q, int space r. The same way in every function. For float x, float y, float z, also float space x, float space y, and float z y. Now write for this C out, doing calculations. Okay, product, okay, in product we will do what? P into, okay, Q into R, then and L. Okay, for integer type of valuations, for integer type of calculations, we are using P, Q, R. Then close this one. After that, take the next function, that is float product. Float product. Take the arguments float x, comma, then float y, comma, then float z. Okay, after that, write statement for this. Open brace, then C out. C out is for getting output. Here also product, then x into y into z, then and L, then close the brace. So here both are product, both are doing multiplication, but here doing integer numbers, but here doing float numbers. In integer type we can do 2 into 3 into 4 like that, but in float type we need to do 1.2 into 2.3 into 1.6 like this. Floating number we need to do, here we need to do the integer number. Okay, so this is called as function overloading. Dear students, hope you have understood the concept of function overloading. And come now here I am going to stop here so that you can clearly understand the concept. In our next class, we are going to discuss regarding the advantages of function overloading and drawbacks of function overloading, and I will give you the programming structure and all. So dear students, if you have any doubt regarding today's class, you can ask me personally. Hope I am thinking that you are clearly understanding every concepts. Okay, even if you have any doubts, you can ask me personally. Thank you.